Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision here at Wine Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm be doing a trailer reaction and review of The Walking Dead World Beyond San Diego Comic-Con trailer that was released over the weekend. Now, if Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. There way to miss any more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. Okay, so now one of the first shots we got is this photo of, I think, a walker in a plane. Now, at San Diego Comic-Con, it was said that one of the events that is highlighted within the show is called The Night the Sky Fell, I think it's called, which pretty much will highlight what happened to our characters pretty much the day the apocalypse happened. Now, I think in a way it's referencing this plane crash. We saw this in promotional photos, so I'm going to assume this is something to do with that night and that event that happened that caused them to have this day as a remembrance. Now then we got this photo here of Iris. I'm assuming she's probably looking out on the community. She does got like a rifle or gun or something like that, so maybe she's part of the guard or something and she's keeping watch, or maybe she's just looking out over the community and part into the far outward lands that are far away from our community. Then we got another shot of Iris here. I think she's talking to someone. We don't really know who she's talking to here. I'm gonna assume it's probably Hope, and I don't know, there's not much way to go off here. I just figured I'd grab it just as a way to, just see what possibly could be happening with Iris in the show. I don't really know what they're gonna do with her. I feel like she's iffy. I feel like Hope's the main cause, and then she's just a dynamic ally. And then we got this shot here of the campus community. Now, I don't know, let me know if you know in the comment section, but this looks like a pretty well community or college university. I don't know if they actually filmed in a college university, so let me know if they did or not. But if they did, if they didn't, I gotta say they put up a place where it actually really does look like a college community, if it isn't one already that they filmed in. Then we got this shot here of one of our high-ranking military people watching one of the CRM helicopters land at their base. Now, I'm gonna say it now, but I feel like the CRM thing is just a ploy to get people to watch. I don't think we're gonna really learn anything about them. I think it's just trying to pull in viewers, thinking that to make them think that they'll learn things about the Rick movie and more about CRM, when it probably won't even play a big role into the show. And I feel like fans who think it is are just trying to being hopeful that they'll learn more about the Rick movies and other things that are going on in that area with CRM. Then we got a shot here of, I think it's Iris, I can't really tell since it's a side angle, saying goodbye to her dad, Leo. Now, we know from San Diego Comic-Con it was revealed that her dad is, I think they said, a geneticist, and he's off at another community trying to help them find a cure, but he also is in danger there. So I don't really know what they're going to do. And the main point is that Iris and Hope are going there to try to save him. So I'm curious to see what is going on with his storyline here. And I hope we get to see a lot of him, and it's just not like him in the background. I hope we actually get glimpses of where he is. And my hope is maybe that he's at their New York community or something like that, just for my kind of representation for where I live. That'd be pretty cool. Then we got this shot here of Iris talking with Hope, and they're talking about leaving the community, and they're trying to convince one another about leaving the community, which I kind of like. I liked how they added that in, about one of them not really sure about leaving the community, but the other one saying that they should leave the community. I think that makes sense, so I like how they add that in there. Then we got this shot here of a bridge. I can't really tell where it is. For some reason I feel like it looks like something in St. Louis, but probably not. And if you know, let me know in the comment section down below. But I do like the environment look and how they got like the bridge, that the bridge is destroyed. That it just makes more realism into the show and just brings some more reality into the world that this is, and something that would actually happen over time, seeing as this takes place 10 years into the apocalypse. Now, then we got this shot here of, I think it's the Mississippi River. Now, we do know there's an episode titled, I think, The Madman Across the River. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so this is my prediction that this is that episode, and they're trying to figure out a way to get across the river. And I feel like the atmosphere, again, is really good in this photo, so I really like what they're doing here with the post-apocalyptic atmosphere. Then we got this shot here of Elton with a mask on. I don't know if this has anything to do with where the area that they're in. Maybe it's just like a bad polluted or toxic area due to the overtime erosion of the apocalypse. I also think it's funny that they have this in the show given the current time period we're in. I don't know if this will come off as good or not, seeing as people might not like it given, the time period we're in right now. So I feel like it could come off as something people don't like, but I like it, sort of. And I'm curious with going forward when they do film season 2 if they'll incorporate these masks more into the show, just given that time period we're in and possibly filming during this time period. So I'm curious if that'll be something that's added into the show later on. Then we got this shot here of, I think it's Hope and Huck. Now, my prediction here is I think it looks like they're by the Mississippi River here. So my prediction here is that now they mentioned in Mad Men Across the River that they have this obstacle at the river where they're trying to cross. So my opinion here or prediction here is that they tried one attempt and it failed, and now Hope is thinking that it's hopeless and that they can't get across the river, and she's kind of given up, and this is Huck just kind of giving her a pep talk, telling her that they can and will find a way across the river. Then we got another picture here of, I think it's Hope again, and she's got this cool new weapon. I can't really tell what it is, but I think it's nice that they're giving her a different type of weapon. I feel like with all these different shows and over the years of The Walking Dead, that it would be pretty easy just to give these characters like pretty generic weapons that we've seen before, but this is something new and different that we haven't seen before. So I got to give the show props here because I like how they incorporated new and different weapons into the show that we haven't really seen before in the previous episodes or shows of The Walking Dead. Then we got this shot here of, I think it's Felix and Elton again. I can't really tell, it's very dark. If you know, please let me know in the comment section down below. But in the trailer, he mentions that you have to be careful and watch your back. So my prediction here is that they just got into some kind of trouble and Elton nearly got killed, and this is Felix trying to warn him to always be alert and vigilant when they're fighting something. And also, given the area, I think this looks like some kind of school or a hospital or something like that, so it makes sense that they would have probably been attacked somewhere around this area. Then we got this shot here of our group in this foggy different area. I think this also looks similar to where you saw Elton wearing the mask earlier, and this also lines up with a picture we saw for the promos earlier where you saw them looking behind the bus. So I think that has something to do with that scene there, but can't give too many predictions here. Then we got the shot of this guy from the show. I can't really tell who this guy is. I don't think he's Felix or any of the other characters we know. If he is, let me know in the comment section below. I can't really tell because again it's kind of dark and it's just unrecognizable to me. But for some reason, to me at least, this character reminds me of the character Miller on The 100. I don't know why, it just kind of looks like him. Maybe that's just me kind of being racist because this guy kind of looks like he's African American. So maybe that's just me kind of thinking one thing when it's really not. But let me know if you know who this character is in the comment section down below. Then we got this shot here of Elton, and he's carrying this giant wrench. And I'm going to agree with pretty much everyone else on YouTube. This wrench looks way too heavy to be carried by this little kid. I mean, it just looks ridiculous. I know people say, it's a TV show, you gotta expand your, belief, and it's not real, so just expand your disbelief. So I can't do that. For me, mainly because usually, with the exception of having walkers in the show is pretty realistic, and this just doesn't look realistic. For this tiny little kid to be carrying this giant wrench on his back, it just looks stupid and ridiculous. And then we got this shot here of a group of survivors looking at a fire. Now this kind of looks similar to the first image I got. So now I know I've talked about this image before, but after hearing what they said at Comic-Con, I kind of think this might be something to do with the night the sky fell and the flashback scenes similar to that. But honestly, I don't know. That's just my prediction. It could be something completely different, but after hearing what we heard at Comic-Con, that's pretty much where I'm leaning with this photo. Then we got this shot here of Felix in the middle of the woods. This also looks similar to where we saw Hope using that new weapon she's got earlier. Now, so far, Felix, I feel like he's a cool, okay character. He kind of reminds me, given his skills and everything we've heard about him, he kind of reminds me of Pike from the 100, just because it feels like he knows how to survive, and he teaches these characters how to survive, and he just kind of reminds me of him. I hope he's not too much like him, because then I just feel like it's going to be a ripoff of the character, and a lot of the things I've heard about these characters, at least to me, as someone who's seen the 100, just kind of feel like ripoffs of characters from the 100. Next, we got this shot here of Elton, and it looks like he's about to use this wrench. I can't tell if he's about to use it on this walker. It looks like a walker, but the suit that this person's wearing also kind of looks like the one we've seen Hope wearing, so I don't know why he'd attack Hope. I know it said that some of our heroes will become villains, so maybe that has something to do with something, but I don't know. But again, this wrench looks way too heavy for this little kid to be wielding. Plus, it's got this little pointy thing on the end of it, so it even looks more ridiculous for him to be carrying it in his backpack. I just don't know. This just looks stupid. I know people are probably saying it's cool and everything, but I just think it's absolutely stupid. Then we got this last shot here of Hope, again, wielding her weapon. Again, looks really cool, and actually really love this weapon. I think it's probably one of the more cooler weapons we've seen in The Walking Dead so far, so I gotta say, I really love this weapon. Overall, I gotta say, this trailer was pretty good. I'm still intrigued, however, I'm still cautiously optimistic, because even though these trailers have looked pretty cool, they just still remind me of a CW show like The 100 2.0. And again, even though I think this show has potential, I just still can't get over that CW look. But I still say the trailer looked good. The one thing I did wish we saw a little bit more of was Silas. I know we got a small glimpse of him early in the trailer, but I would like to see a little bit more of him in the trailer and just gets a little bit more of the look of him and everything. But overall, I gotta say was a pretty good trailer. And again, still, hopefully optimistic about this show coming out later this year on October 4th. So yeah, guys, that's my trailer reaction and review for The Walking Dead World Beyond San Diego Comic-Con trailer. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon to miss more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. And you can go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are linked in the back section on my YouTube channel. As always, it's been Vision here at Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.